Dear students, good morning to one and all. I am Karthikeyan from Social Science Department of Sri Vidyamandir Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Uttangarai. Today we are facing a lot of the difficulties due to the situation of COVID-19 as well as the coronavirus. We are all in the home, especially we are in the safe mode also. But due to the difficult situation, our honorable correspondent Mr. Chandrasekharan sir has taken several steps to inform or introduce the e-learning courses to you, especially for all the classes from 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So due to the absence of time, because of when we will open the school, that we do not know for that, what was the introduction or what was the introduction, just due to that our school, our management has taken the steps to give you the proper teaching of all the topics and all the subjects to you within your home or within your house itself. You may learn either your WhatsApp or it is uploaded in the YouTube video also. Just kindly you follow all the lessons and learn properly and learn thoroughly. Okay, don't waste the time. At the same time, you must be safe in your home. Use the face mask. Often and often just you wash your hands and keep the social distance, everything. Thank you one and all. Now today's our topic is 9th standard economics first lesson, that is gross domestic product and its growth, an introduction. That's very well. See, if I may ask the question to you now, how are you? What's your answer? Your answer may be, yes sir, I am fine, or I am not fine, or I am well, or I am not well. Okay, this is your answer. Okay, what are you doing? Yes sir, I am studying 8th standard, I am studying 9th standard, I am working, so and so your answer. Okay, my question may be, what is India doing, or how about India? What will be your answer, or what is your reply? How can you say whether India is well or not, or India is in good condition, or what is the condition of the present situation for that? Say it is individual or the student based on their status or based on their income, the individual income, we can say I am fine or I am good, I am in the good economical condition based on your individual income, isn't it okay? But we can't say like of any country, even our country of India also, because see, if my question may be the what is that? Just now I asked you a question for that. What is India, or what is India doing, or how about India's position or condition? Now, if you want to say the answer of this question, first of all, you want to know about the national income as well as the gross domestic product of our country. Without knowing the concept of gross domestic product and the national income, we can't say about what is that present situation of India, whether it is well or not well, or doing well or not doing well. Okay, so it's our concept. So before we are introducing the class of the concept of gross domestic product, that I want to say some example for that. See, in general, we can classify the people of any country, not only that is our country, into 3 types. That is rich people and poor people and then middle people. Isn't it okay? Based on their individual income, that is a rich, middle and poor. Same thing, based on the national income of any country, the country has to be classified into 3 types, that is developed country and developing country and underdeveloped country, right? So if the individual person or the individual family, that should be depends on the their individual income, per capita income or the individual income, we can say the family or the person may be in the poor or rich or middle. Same thing, any country's status is measured in terms of what is the GDP with respect to the national income of any country. So it's of our topic. Now come on, now we will go to enter our topic of what is that gross domestic product. Okay. Dear students, now we will go to enter for the lesson of gross domestic product. That's the learning objectives of this lesson is definition of the GDP and definition of the national income, and then measures of the national income, methods of the national income, and then difficulties in calculating the national income, and then need for the study of national income, and then importance of GDP, developmental path based on the GDP, I mean the gross domestic product, factors supporting Indian development, and then economic policies for the growth of GDP, and finally we go for the conclusion. Now we will discuss one by one. See, first one is say GDP. Now from the introduction I clearly mentioned you, see, yeah, any country or even that is our country of India is also measured in terms of the national income as well as what is the GDP, I mean the gross domestic product. Okay, so what is the meaning of GDP, or what is defined GDP? See, gross domestic product is nothing but total market value of the goods and services produced in a country by the factors of production, normally a time, or it may be 3 months or 6 months or a period. Factors of production is nothing but land, labor, capital, organization. So in simple, at present what is the market value for the goods and services, okay, for the products which is produced within the geographical boundaries of the country in the specified time, this is called as GDP. Same is also for the national income definition, a little bit difference between the GDP and national income. National income is also nothing but total value of the goods and services produced by an economy. Okay, there by the production, here by an economy. Okay, by an economy, that is called as national income. Now the first heading is, what are the measures of national income? What are the measures of national income? Usually any country, actually it's measured on 5 individual headings for that. First one is say, I mean the measures heading. First one is that is GDP, and next one that is NDP, and third one that is GNP, and fourth one net national product, and the fifth one is per capita income. These are the 5 factors or the measures available in the national income. See, gross domestic product and net domestic product, gross national product, net national product, and then per capita income. So we'll discuss one by one. See, gross domestic product, now only just I told you the definition of the gross domestic product, current or the total value of the goods and services produced by the factors of production within the period of time. Okay, the total value. See, what is the formula for finding the GDP? That's GDP is equal to consumption plus investment plus government expenses plus export minus import. This is a formula to find the value of the, what is that, GDP. Okay, consumption, what is the total amount has to be invested for the consumption, and the total amount of investment, total expenses of the government, and plus export minus import value. This is the way to find the, what is that, GDP. Same thing, what is the expense of NDP? That I told you, net domestic product. What is the formula for net domestic product? This means which is equal to GDP minus depreciation. Very simple example, I mean the very simple difference between the GDP and NDP. This is gross and this is net. First of all, you want to know about the difference between gross and net. Okay, concept are same, all whether the GDP or NDP or the GNP or the NNP, all are same. All it should goes to define the, what is that, total value of the goods and services produced in a country within the specified period of time. Am I right? Okay, so what is the difference of that is gross and net and gross and net? Okay, whether, see, for the simple example I will clearly explain that. See, it means if a person is getting the salary, I mean the total salary, maybe 10,000 rupees. Okay, while he is getting the cash in hand only for 7,000 rupees, right? This is called as gross pay and this is called as net pay. So what is the difference of that gross and net pay? Total salary is given by the management is 10,000, but he has drawn in his hand only for 7,000 rupees. So the net pay is nothing but after deducting all the expenses, isn't it? Okay, after deduction of everything, then he has to get that only 7,000 rupees for. The same thing is for gross domestic product and net domestic product. This is the total value of the goods and services. Here the net domestic product is nothing but same of GDP minus depreciation. What is the meaning of depreciation? So you have to subtract or you have to deduct all the deductions or all the expenses from the GDP. And what is the remaining? See, for example, maybe the 1 lakh crore is the total value of the GDP. There maybe the 20,000 crores or 30,000 crores may be expenses by the government of India. So the remaining how much? Only for 70,000 crores, no, and that remaining 70,000 crores is the value of the what is that? Net domestic product. Okay. Next one is for gross national product. See, this GDP and NDP are same. Okay, GDP and NDP are same. GDP total value, here the total value minus the expenses, that's called as gross domestic product minus depreciation. And then GNP and NNP, these two is also same, but little bit difference from the GDP and NDP. What is that? See, here only the total value of the goods and services from the domestic territory of the country, domestic territory within our country, within the India, what are the products that is produced from the goods and services, that should be included for the what is the GDP and NDP, isn't it? Okay. And here GNP and NNP, the net factor income earned from the abroad also, okay, including the GDP, inclusion of GDP, plus if any income or any profit that came from what is that, our foreign countries or the abroad countries, those our people have invested in the foreign countries, no, that amount, if it may comes to India, that amount is also taken to the account, that is called as gross national product. So it's also nothing but total value of goods and services plus net factor income earned from where is that, abroad. So this is a formalized nothing but simply same consumption plus investment plus government expenses plus export minus import plus net factor income earned from abroad. So simply we can say that GNP, which is equal to GDP plus net factor income earned from abroad. Okay. Same thing next one. Net, what I told you now, gross and net. This is for total value. This is for total value. What about the net national product? Say after receiving all the value of the GNP, you deduct the tear and wear expenses from the GNP. Okay, I mean all the deductions from the GNP simply. So that is NNP, which is equal to GNP minus depreciation. Very simple, GNP minus depreciation. Say, dear students, first of all, you must understand that what is meant by gross, what is meant by net. If you know the difference between gross and net, then you can get really clearly concept of everything further. What I told you, simple example. See, for gross, okay, if a person is get the salary is 10,000, but he is getting only for 7,000 in his hand. So after deduction of everything, what he is going to getting for, that is called as net salary. Same concept is also applied for what is that, GDP, NDP. GDP and NDP only for the within India. Okay, and GNP and NNP total income plus the income which is earned from where is that, abroad also. Among that income you deduct all the expenses or the deductions after getting the amount, no, that is called as net national product. So simply the formula is gross national product minus depreciation. And last one is per capita income. This is very very important. That is, it should goes to indicate the living standard of people in the country. Okay, per capita, individual income. See, it's the per capita income is calculated by the formula of national income divided by population. What is the total national income of our country, and then it should be divided by the what is that, population of our country, which is equal to per capita income. See, with the help of the per capita income only, we can say that our country is developing or developed or what is that, underdeveloped, as well as individual person's income is also clearly explains for the indicator for the what is that, living standard of the separate people, I mean the individual people. Okay, simple example. See, same for that. See, first example, if the national income may be 1,000 rupees, okay, there only 10 people are, just I have given only for simple example for to understand about the concept of per capita income. Only for 1,000 rupees is the income. 1,000 rupees is the income divided by just 10 people is living in the place further. What is the per capita income of that place? That means, so what is that? So a person has getting 100 rupees further, isn't it? Okay, so 100 rupees is the per capita income of that place. Same example, see, it should be applied for same 1,000 rupees, but that place nearly for 100 people is living there. What is their per capita income? Just only for 10 rupees. So here the first example shows that 100 rupees is the per capita income, and the second example shows that 10 rupees is the per capita income. So it leads to what is that, where we are or what is the country's position further. So whether any country, the population may be less, there they are going to getting for the what is that, largest number of the per capita income, isn't it? Okay, where the more number of population, they may get only for the less amount of per capita income, isn't it? Okay, say at present, as per the concept of World Bank, in the year of 2019 to 2020, they clearly mentioned the table of per capita income countries. Among the list, Luxembourg is the country, you know very well, that is one of the member country of the European Union. They got nearly 88 lakhs of the per capita income, 88 lakhs of the per capita income. But what is India's per capita income at present means just 92,565 rupees only for that. Say one country throughout the world, one country has get that 88 lakhs, but our country person they are getting only how much? 92,565. See where is the difference for that? See first country they got how much? Approximately nearly for 86 lakhs, nearly for that 86 lakhs for the first per capita income. And India, that is our country's per capita income is nothing but how much? Just 92,565. See this shows clearly what is our individual income and what about the first country's individual income for that. Okay, so this is called as measures of the national income. So GDP, NDP, GNP, NNP, and then what is that? Per capita income. Next we go for the methods of calculating national income. What are the methods are used to calculate the national income? Usually any country they are following three methods for that. Okay, first one is say by the product method, by the product method. Second one is say by the income method, and the third one is say by the expenditure method. Not only that is our country students, okay, totally for all the countries they are following the three methods is used to calculate the national income. In the product method, that's you know very well, very simple way. Product method is nothing but total value of the production. What is the total value for the production? Okay, that amount has taken into the account of national income. That's all. Income method. What is the meaning of income method? The people they are receiving for the salary or payment or the income from government or private or their business. Okay, that amount has taken into the, what is that? National income. That's by using the income method. Expenditure method is nothing but all the expenses of the people and then savings of the people as well as all the investment of the people that should be taken into the account of what is that? Calculating the national income. So there are three methods here. The product method only for the total value of the production, and the income method the income and payment which is received by the people that has to be taken into the account of national income, and then from the expenditure method all the expenses of the people, that's for whatever their individual expenses or the common expenses, and then their savings is also taken for that, and then their investment is also taken for that. Okay, in general that is our country we are following the first two methods only, because in the expenditure method the government may not able to identify the proper account for the expenses of the people. Okay, so due to that our country that is taken for product method and income method is used to find the calculation of what is that? National income. This is for the second heading. And the third one is say what are the difficulties of calculating national income, right? Okay, just we have seen the measures and then what is that? Methods. What are the difficulties of the calculation of the national income? See, totally for the difficulties we have 5 topics are there. One is first one is black money. Okay, we will explain one by one. Black money. And next one is non-monetization. I will say what is that. And the third one is double counting. And then the fourth one is unscientific and unreliable data. And the last one is household services. So there are 5 methods are used to the difficult way to find what is that? National income. First one is black money. Just you know very well what is the meaning of black money. See, the unreported money or the illegal money, okay, which is earned from the illegal business or corruption or smuggling or unaccounted money earned by the people of any country, which is called as what is that? Black money. See, entirely that black money actually whatever just we are earning for that, based on the earning or based on the profit we will go to show the accounts to the government of India or government of Tamil Nadu for that, isn't it? Okay, but many organization or many people they hidden the what is that? Actual income and so on. So that is that unaccounted money or the unreported money, the money which is earned from the illegal activities or the illegal business. Okay, this is called as black money. Entirely the black money which should goes to underestimate our national income of any underestimate what is that? National income for that. Okay, so the first difficulty is black money, that is including that India also. Okay, second one is non-monetization. What is the meaning of non-monetization? Generally this factor is to be happened in the rural areas. Usually you know very well, urban area and rural area. Urban means city side, rural means that's a village side. See, in the rural area, most of the people, their transaction may be informally, as per the statistical that says that. So all the informal accounts may not goes properly according to the where is that any government accounts for that. Okay, that is called as non-monetization. So the government will calculate actual income is less than the expected level for that, right? Okay, because of the proper accounts may not coming or may not be receiving from the side of where is that rural side. And then third one is the double counting. What's the meaning of double counting? I already told you, whenever and wherever we are speaking the concept of national income, GDP is one of the inevitable concept to say for the what is that national income, isn't it? Okay, what I told you, that GDP is nothing but that's the current market value of the goods and services for that. See, while you are going to fixing the prices for any product, isn't it? Okay, you can fix the price for only for the finished, I mean the last value for the product, finished value. You don't include the cost of the what is that intermediate goods further. Very simple example I will say you. Say just you go to the tea shop or the coffee shop, just you bring a cup of tea. What is the cost for that? Maybe 10 rupees, isn't it? Okay, what are the intermediate goods are mixed with the tea for that? Milk, sugar, the tea powder, as well as the cup also. What may be the cost for that? Maybe cup is 2 rupees and milk is 2 rupees and the sugar is 2 rupees and then the service is also there. Say the shopkeeper, they are fixing the cost of tea is 10 rupees as well as plus the intermediate goods. No, now I told you the what is that? Sugar, milk powder and tea powder, is it milk and tea powder? No, whether they are going to fixing for separate prices for these goods, what will happen that both the cost is equal to 20 rupees for that, isn't it? Okay, this is called as double counting. So whenever and wherever while you are going to calculating or fixing the prices for the any product, you can fix only for the what is that final value for the production. Okay, you don't take double. See, for one more example, suppose if you are going to for the car manufacturing company, already they have given the money, they had given the money for the what is that tire and seat and whatever the parts that may be available for the what is that inside the car for that. See, while they are going to selling the car, once again they are going to calculating the tire cost and then seat cost, engine cost, light cost, horn cost, everything for that. It will go to lead the what is that error of double counting. Am I right or not? So we can't go to get the proper value, isn't it? Okay, that is called as double counting. So you don't go to take the value of the what is that intermediate goods prices for that. Only you should take for the what is that final goods value. Okay. Next one is say unscientific and unreliable data. What's the meaning of unscientific and unreliable? Most probably, how far just we have said that non-monetization is happened only in the rural areas. Same thing, that unscientific and unreliable data is to be happen only from the side of agriculture sector. Okay, see, the government may not know clear income about what is that agriculture sector. Even the income has given by the agriculturist or the farmers or the peasants, that may not be scientific or that may not be what is that reliable. So the income is from the agriculture sector is not able to calculate or is not possible to calculate further. Okay, and finally household services. What's the meaning of household services? Say the expenses or the money which is spent for the housekeeping, okay, and then domestic purposes, and then whatever the money is spent for the what is that social service, that amount may not be taken into the account of what is that national income. So these are the 5 methods or the 5 factors which lead for the difficulties in the calculation of what is that national income. Okay, and next one is say what is the need for study of national income? What is the necessity? What is the necessity or what is the need for the study of national income? There also 5 points are there, very simple. That is, first one is say size of the economy. First one is what is that? Size, to know the size of the economy of any country. Okay, size. Next one is say total number of production that is produced in the country. With the help of the national income, we came to clearly identify or know about that. What is the total value of the production of goods and services? Just we may identify for that. Once again, that is the third point, that is the speed of the economic growth. Whether what is the speed of the economic growth? I mean, that means what is the GDP of 2019? What was the GDP of 2010? Or what was the GDP of what is the 1970 to 1980? See, 1970 to 1980, that was only for 4.4% for the GDP of our country. The same time, in 1990 to 2000, it was increased to 5.4%. The last year, that is 7.3. But this year, I mean the 2019 to 2020, we will go to expect the projected score of GDP is nothing but 7.5. Okay, so this is called as, we will go to expect the speed of the economic growth also. We will go to compare that with the previous years as well as what is that other developed countries also. And the fourth one is formulation of the policies. Formulation of the what is that policies of the developmental plans of our country. I mean based on the GDP or based on the national income, we will go to frame the policy. Okay, frame the policy. And the last one is contribution of the primary sector and secondary sector and tertiary sector. Contribution of the what is the primary sector. This is very important because the heading shows for the what is the GDP as well as the national income. Okay, so most probably not only that is our country, any country, the national income has to be derived or arrived from three sectors. One is primary, another one is secondary, another one is a tertiary sector. What is primary, what is secondary, what is tertiary? Say primary means which of the field without having any process, whatever the product just we are going to getting, no, that is called as primary sector. I mean that is called as primarily, without doing that, without having or without doing any process, raw item, raw material, especially for agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, quarrying, all the items or all the fields that may come or that may fall under the category of what is that primary sector. What is the meaning of secondary sector? See, all kinds of manufacturing industries that came or fall under the category of what is that secondary sector. Tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is nothing but tertiary sector is also called as a service sector. Tertiary sector is also called as what is that service sector. This means from the first, I mean the primary and secondary, if you are giving the money, you can get the goods or things for that. That is called as goods. Okay. Tertiary sector is called as what is that service sector. See, if you give the money, you can get only for the services only for that, right? For example, banking, transport, communication, insurance, even the tourism also. Okay. See, if you deposit some money in the bank, right? So it means what is that the bank will give the surety to you to keep safe of this amount. Say, after depositing the money of any particular bank, you don't go to claim the bank is yourself. Isn't it okay? That's not that. Same thing while you are going to traveling from any area by the bus or car or what is that airways or railways, whatever it may be, for that whatever the amount just you are given, that you may be travel, that is called as service. Okay, same thing insurance. So purely that is called as GST, goods and services. Goods means primary and secondary, services means what is that tertiary. So what is the contribution of the three sectors? I mean the primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. This means at present see, this is the percentage of what is that primary sector contribution, secondary sector contribution and tertiary sector contribution of that is our country at present. That is from primary sector, I mean the agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, quarrying. This is 15.87% is for that. I will explain you what is that. Secondary sector, especially for the industrial sector or the manufacturing sector, that's called as 29.73% from the income is received from the what is the secondary sector. And from the tertiary, I mean the service sector is 54.40. 54.40. Sir, what is this? I can't able to understand that. 15%, 29%, 50. Just national income is 100 rupees. Okay, very simple. Very simple. You don't go for 100 crores or 160 crores or 170 crores. Say in our country, what is the national income? Just 100 rupees, right? That 100 rupees can be shared into three sectors. What is that? 15.8. Approximately it is called as 16%, no? So the 16 rupees is coming from what is that agriculture sector. Got it clearly? Okay. From the 100 rupees of the national income, you can get, I mean our country has getting nearly for what is that 16 rupees is from the primary sector and 30 rupees from the what is that, I mean the industrial sector. Okay. And what is the remaining? Here 16 and here 30, 46 rupees is over, no? Remaining how much? 54 rupees is available, no? That's from the what is the service sector. See, the same concept is to be applied for the what is that our national income. See, at present it may be 169 lakhs crores for that. 169 lakhs crores, not lakhs, not crores. What is that? Total national income of our country is at present 2018 to 2019 is, as per the report of the Indian Statistical Organization, that's for 169 lakhs crores for that. Now you divide from the percentage as like this, 15.87 and 29.73 and what is that? 54.40. Okay. See, you don't go for that area, just you take only for 100 rupees or 1000 rupees for that, you share to what is the 16% of 100, what is the 30% of 100 or what is the 54% of 100, then you came to get the clear idea about that, how much of the amount is coming from primary sector and secondary sector and what is that tertiary sector. Got it? So this is called as need for the study of what is that national income. Next one is go for the importance of GDP, isn't it okay? Finally, just we are entering the concept of what is that importance of GDP. Once again, it may be same as the concept of need for the study of national income. Okay, there is no major difference between that need for the study of national income and then the importance of GDP. Here, first importance of GDP is nothing but to study about the economic growth of our country. Now only I told you, study about the economic growth of our country. What is the meaning of economic growth? Just what is the GDP for last decade? I mean 20 years back, 10 years back or 30 years back further. Now only I told you 1970 to 1980 our country's GDP was just 4.4%. Okay. 1990 to 2000 our country's GDP was nearly 5.4%. Right. And 2018 to 19 is 7.3 and here 2019 to 20 is 7.5. You don't think that just what is there 4.4, 5.4, 7.3 or 7.5. See 0.1 is depicts or that goes to describe what is that more than 1 lakh crore is the income that should come for our country. That's what. See the total national income of last year is nearly for 169 lakhs crores of our national income. Isn't it okay? That's all from the three sectors. Based on that the GDP is driving. See when our country that will go to exceed more than 9% of GDP, 9.2% of GDP, we will go to enter for the concept of what is that highly developed nations of the world. See at present among the world nations totally 35 countries in the developed countries of the world and then 150 countries are the developing countries and nearly for 44 or 45 countries for the what is that underdeveloped countries in the world further. Now we are in the developing country situation. So if you score or if you get more than 9% of GDP, 9.1 or 9.2, whatever it may be for that, our country's position should be entered for the what is that developed position. Okay. So first importance for the GDP is nothing but study about the economic growth, right? Next one is unequal distribution of wealth. What is the meaning of unequal distribution of wealth? So even you take that is our states for that. See the first state that is Maharashtra that should provide more than that is the first state in the India provide the more number of GDP to our country, and second place is Tamil Nadu. Okay, right, and third place go for Gujarat. Likewise, all the states are ranking for the first place is in the GDP in Maharashtra, second place of GDP is Tamil Nadu, and the third place of GDP is what is it? Gujarat. Isn't it okay? This is called as, and the last place is there now, that is called as unequal. Okay, see we can't say that all the state may have the same resources may be available. See in the North India, lot of the mineral resources may be available for that. South India, maybe what about that? Maybe the forest resources or the even the mineral resources also available for that. But we can't go to compare with the mineral resource what is available for the what is that north and south, isn't it okay? So the resources is also shared unequally, right? That is called as unequal distribution of wealth. And next one is problems in the inflation and deflation. That is one of the important concept of the what is the GDP. Problems in the inflation and deflation. With the GDP we can say inflation or deflation. What is the meaning for that? See you know very well. Any product of any country that may rise of the price, I mean the price may be rise little bit. Okay, same thing the price may be little bit decrease, increase of the price and decrease of the price. See increasing the price value is called as inflation, decreasing the price value is called as what is that deflation. See for the simple example according to your standard 9th standard I will clearly said about that. See you take the example of agriculture product, very simple product, onion and tomato. Okay, 1 month or 2 months back, what is the cost for the onion? Maybe more than 100 rupees, isn't it okay? That is called as inflation. What is the present? Just for kilo maybe 15 rupees, isn't it okay? 15 rupees or 20 rupees for that. This is called as deflation. See, inflation is also danger, deflation is also danger. Why? What is the reason for that? Overprice. See, yesterday just you went to a shop and you bought a product for that, just you spend only for 100 rupees. Today you are going for the shop, the same whatever it may be for that any price you are getting for, you are asking for that, but the price may be doubled today. What will happen that? Likewise the what is that? At present we can say for the best example is gold prices, that is called as inflation. So inflation is also danger. Okay, same thing deflation, same of the agriculture product. Just you can take the tomato, what is that? Once it may be sold for 40 rupees or 40 rupees per the kilo, but now maybe what is it? 5 rupees or 2 rupees or 3 rupees, isn't it okay? So that is very heavy loss for the agriculturist. Am I right or not? So the inflation is also danger, and then what is that? Deflation is also danger of any country. Okay, but little bit of price value is rising, the price value is good, as well as little bit of decreasing the price is good for that. Okay, that we came to about the what is that? GDP. That's for the one of the importance of what is that? GDP. And then estimating the purchasing power. Estimate the what is that? Purchasing power of the country. What is the meaning of purchasing power? That means, see, according to the ranking list of World Bank, first purchasing power parity, okay, buying capacity, people's capacity or the country's capacity. As per that, USA leads the first position in the what is that purchasing power capacity, and second place is in the China, and third place in India. Okay, you are saying that, sir, we are in developing country. Okay, it may be the poor country, more number of the poor people are living from there, and how it is possible? Well, see that our GDP says for that among the World Bank status or the statistical report, the first purchasing power parity is what is that? Which country? That is USA. Second purchasing power parity is what is that? China. And the third one is the place of what is that? India. Okay, that we came to identify from the importance of what is that? GDP. Once again, we will go to compare the GDP with our previous years as well as what is that? Highly developed countries for that. What is our GDP? What is the USA GDP? Like this. Okay, we will go to compare for that. And then finally, it is the guide to economic planning of the GDP. Okay, with the help of the GDP, we will go to plan it. Okay, these are the importance of the what is that? GDP. And the next one goes to developmental path based on the GDP. Developmental path based on the GDP. What is the meaning of development? Path means just way. Isn't it okay? What is a developmental path? Right? See, if you increase the GDP of your country, first of all, you have to get more number of national income. Isn't it okay? More number of amount. See, if you want to get more number of amount or more amount for that, you have to set up lot of the industries or companies for that. Due to that, we have to conduct lot of the trade. Isn't it okay? So, from the developmental path based on GDP, first of all, we must give the importance for the what is that? Trade. Okay, if any country, that's you know very well, in the trade there are two kinds for that, internal trade and then the what is that? International trade. Internal trade is nothing but the trade should be carried within the domestic territory of the country is called as what is that? Internal trade. And then international trade is nothing but foreign trade. Isn't it okay? Our goods may be sold to the foreign country. That's called as, see, from there, if any country in the position of export is greater than import, that is called as what is the favorable balance of trade. Isn't it okay? But fortunately or unfortunately, we are in the position of second position, that is unfavorable balance of trade. What is the meaning of unfavorable balance? See, that is import is greater than export. Import is greater than export. That means what is that? Still our country is not in a position to produce lot of the goods for that. Am I right or not? Once again, we are depending many goods or the many products from the what is that? Foreign countries only for that. So, we have to reduce that concept. So, our country has taken many steps to improve the domestic trade first, okay, from 1948 to 1991. But even though since until the completion of the year of 1991, there is no notable remark from the concept of what is the national income or the GDP. So, that's why from the policy of new economic reforms of 1991, Government of India has opened the door to many foreign companies or many foreign countries to set up their own company inside of our country. Okay, that should be given for the trade. So, we must give the importance for the what is that? Trade. Next one is employment. We must take care for the what is that? Employment. Because of the largest amount of the population of available in our country, you know very well, we are the second largest population country in the world. Isn't it okay? So, we must take care about the what is that? The employment of the people also. Okay. Due to that, you know very well, our first government was set up in the year of 1951. At that time, the Honorable Prime Minister was Jawaharlal Nehru. See, he set up the Planning Commission of India, you know very well. Now, the Planning Commission of India has to be changed as NITI Aayog, NITI, isn't it okay? National Institute of Transforming India. That was changed by our present Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi. Okay. So, that's from the Planning Commission of India. Our the first government, I mean under the control of the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, has set up 5-year plans in India. 1951 to 56 is the first 5-year plan that should cooperate or that should concentrate only for the field of what is it? Agriculture, right? Same thing 56 to 61 and 61 to 66, like that every 5 years the year is 5-year plan is going on that. At present, we are in the 13th 5-year plan. 13th 5-year plan, that's the year of 2017 to 2022. Okay, 2017 to 2012 to 2017 is completed. That's what 12th plan is completed. At present, we are in the 13th 5-year plan, which is also called as defense plan. Around 26 lakhs crores is allotted for the what is that? 13th 5-year plan, right? That's called as defense plan. As well as the government should concentrate about the field of what is that? Youth welfare and science and technology. From this, they have to create lot of the employment for the people also. Okay, that's for second one. And the third one is rural development as well as poverty alleviation. Rural development and what is that? Poverty alleviation. Both are same only for the poverty alleviation means poverty reduction. See, it was the pathetic concept of India, especially because from the colonial rule of the British government. Okay, the poverty stricken is inherited from the British rule also. Okay, because they completely destroyed the resource base of our country by the British government at that time. Nearly for 300 years or 200 years ruled for our country. We were under the control of the England, I mean the British government. Totally they have destroyed completely the resource base of our country. Due to that, still we are in the position of what is that poverty stricken rule in India. But even though our government has taken several steps to improve the remove the poverty, that's for the concept of what is that rural development. And fourth one is once again public sector. Importance of the what is that public sector. Public sector means just very well government companies, set up of lot of the government companies. Usually public sector is there, private sector is there, isn't it? Okay, public sector means government company, right, and private sector means private company. Whenever and wherever private sector, I mean the private companies are concentrating, even though they are giving for the quality oriented product for that, but they are expecting more profit, isn't it? Okay, so that is profit oriented. But what about the public sector? That is for the government companies. They are expecting only for the welfare of the people, isn't it? Okay, even though government has given lot of the permission to set up the several private companies in our country, but our government has given lot of the rules and restrictions for setting up the what is that private companies for that, because the public sector companies are the welfare oriented and private sector companies are the what is that profit oriented for that. Okay, and at present from the development path of GDP, the GDP has doubled, I mean the rapid growth of GDP. Okay, at present position is I told you a lot of the examples also from the year of 1970 to 1980 and 1990 to 2000. There was 4.4 and 5.4. Now it is in 7.3 to 7.5, and then PCI has been doubled for that, per capita income. That's what the concept that we discussed from the measures of the national income that I told you. Per capita income, which is equal to national income divided by population, isn't it? Okay, 10 years back it was only for 46,000 of the per capita income, but at present it is 92,565 rupees of the per capita income is available for that. Okay, so these are the things which is available for the what is that developmental path based on the GDP. Developmental path based on the GDP. Next one is say what are the factors supporting Indian development? Factors supporting Indian development. That means from there first one is say population. Population. No sir, you now clearly said about that population is one of the hindrance factor for the development of national income. Then how can you say that it is one of the positive factor? Yes, fortunately, unfortunately, just we are in the second largest populated country in the world, but even though from there the workforce population is nearly for the 700 million is available for that, comparing with any other countries. Okay, 700 million, I mean that is less than 35 age for that, less than of the 35 age. Okay, nearly for 700 million population is available there. That is the ratio is 58% to 64% of the population is in the what is that workforce population. So this is very good advantage for the for our country. Okay, population status. And next one is we are having the strong legal system. I mean the rules and regulations and the law, court, whatever it may be, for that we have the strong regulations, a strong legal system. And then here that is wage cost are low. Comparing with another country, wage cost is what is that very low. That's why you know very well lot of the multinational companies, they set up their companies from our country, isn't it? Okay, that's you know very well in Tamil Nadu, nearby in and around of Chennai, just you know very well Nokia, Samsung, Ford, Hyundai, isn't it? Okay, a lot of the companies may be available for that. The reason is what is it is one of the factor, wage cost is very low. And then lot of the people have the knowledge of English speaking language, actually English speakers. Okay, and this is one of the very good advantage for the people, especially for the human based industry, especially in the field of what is that information technology. We are one of the leading country in the information technology, especially next to the China, I think so, second largest software companies in the world, especially in the South India, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, okay, Kerala, so and so. So that is, these are the advantages for that. Because of this, these are the factors supporting for the what is that Indian development. Okay, and finally economic policies for the growth of GDP. What are the economic policies for that? See, to increase the GDP of our country, lot of the policies was introduced by our government of India as well as government of Tamil Nadu also. Among that, 3 policies are very important. Okay, one is first one is agriculture policy. Second one is industrial policy. Okay, and the third one is a new economic policy. New economic policy. These are the three important policies available. Actually, a lot of the policies are trade policy, communication. A lot of the policies are available for that. Among that, agriculture policy is very important, and industrial policy is very important, and new economic policy is very important, because I already told you what is our heading, GDP as well as the national income. See, the national income or the GDP is arrived from three sectors. I mean the primary sector and secondary sector and tertiary sector. So the primary sector, the major field is what is it? Agriculture, especially in India. Nearly for the 65 to 75 or 70% of the population, they are believing or depending on the field of what is it? Agriculture. Our base of the economy is living in the rural areas, especially for the agriculture. Backbone of the economy is living in the various villages, you know very well. So we must concentrate about the field of which one? Agriculture. Isn't it okay? So, and then we are the second largest producer of the agriculture in the world, next to the China. Okay, that is one of the important concept. That's already just we know very well. 15% something, just I told you, 15.87% from the agriculture sector also. Okay, due to the improvement of the agriculture, our government has introduced a lot of the policies. Among that, first one is a land reform policy. First one is a land reform policy, irrigation policy, green revolution policy, agriculture labor policy, price policy, okay, food policy, and cooperative policy. Lot of the policies were introduced from the field of what is that? Agriculture. Next one is industrial. You know very well, agriculture, industries look like the two eyes of our country. Isn't it okay? We will not go to concentrate only for the field of agriculture. At the same time, we will not go to concentrate only for the field of what is that? Industries. Simultaneously, we will give the concentration of both what is that? Agriculture as well as industries also, because it's a secondary sector. Okay, nearly 29% from the what is that? We have seen that 29.73% from the where is that? Industrial sector, is the secondary sector. Okay, because industries had given lot of the employment of the people. Isn't it okay? First one is what is advantage of industries is nothing but setting up of largest number of industries is nothing but. First one is that should provide or that should create lot of the employment facility. Next one is research and development. Research and development is nothing but, you know very well, we have to find a lot of the new things or the new concept for that. Okay, that is a research and development, and by using the modernization, and last one is economically self-sufficient. Economically self-sufficient. These are the four concepts related with the concept of what is that? Industrial policy. And then finally, so this for the industrial policy that our government has created, that once again, industrial labor policy, sugar textile policy, and sugar industry policy, textile industry policy, textile industry, sugar industry, industrial labor policy, small scale industries policy, and then price policy. 5 policies were introduced to improve or develop the concept of what is that? Industrial sector. And finally, new economic policy. This is very, very important. Why? From the year of 1948 to 1991, our country had given the importance only for the what is that? Domestic sector, actually domestic industries. Okay, reason is reduction of what is that? A reduction of the foreign goods. I mean, we don't go to depend what is it? Foreign companies or the foreign country, right? But what was the situation for that? It was reversed for that. Actually, till from the year of 1948 to 1991, there is no notable remark or there is no notable development in our country of the country for the field of what is it? Industries. So due to that, our country has created new economic policy in the year of 1990 that was implemented in the year of 1991. There they introduced 3 concepts, which is called as liberalization, and then privatization, okay, and that is called as globalization, GLP, that is called as liberalization and privatization. And what is that? Globalization. Very simple. What is the meaning of liberalization? So till, I mean, since 1948 to 1991, our government had given the restriction, okay, or they are not allowed any foreign company to set up their own company inside of our country. Okay, but from the policy of new economic reforms or new economic policy of 1991, our country has made flexible of the rules and regulations to set up the companies in our country. I mean, withdrawal of the regulations, okay, withdrawal of the regulations and restrictions. Due to the policy of liberalization, lot of the foreign companies or foreign countries, they have set up their companies inside of our country. That's you know very well. Now only I told you MNC, that is called as multinational companies. multinational companies, maybe the Hyundai or Ford, Nokia, Samsung, Ford, Saint-Gobain, lot of the companies are available even in Tamil Nadu also. Privatization means except few industries, remaining all the field or all the sectors, our government has given the permission to set up the private companies inside of our country. Because I already told you, most probably government companies are the welfare oriented, private companies are the profit oriented. Even though profit oriented, they must provide the what is that quality oriented also. See, if you provide the quality products, then only that our country's product will go to compete with the what is that world market or the global market. Am I right or not? So if you allow your product from that is our country to world market, that's called as globalization. That's called as what is that globalization. Due to the process of globalization, nowadays we are having that all the country's products, you see, you have to take the mobile phone or you have to take the vehicle like a car or whatever it may be for that, isn't it okay? Whatever the product, even the TV or mobile, isn't it okay? Whatever it may be, all the country's products may be flooded in our country also. Same thing that our country's product is also flooded for the what is it other country. That is called as what is it globalization. So this what happened from the concept of new economic reforms of 1991. Okay, and finally we go for the conclusion. That's that. So as for the concept just we have discussed for that national income and GDP, we know very well. See, our economical position is stable, steady, and strong and diversified. I mean the different kinds of the areas just our economy is available for that. Even though there was the major two drawbacks or the two fluctuations was happened in our country by the government of India. One is in the year of 2016 for the demonetization, isn't it okay? I mean the money may not be valid, right, in the year of 2016, and then 2017 introduction of the GST, that is called as goods and services tax. That's what so far just we have discussed, goods and services I told you, isn't it okay? The two concepts, even though the two concepts are the two factors that was happened or created by a government of India, our economy is strong and stable, okay, isn't it okay? Strong and stable, no problem. And then as per the concept of a World Bank report, that our India's projected GDP in the year of 2019 to 20 is 7.5%. Actually, they fixed for that. And finally, as per the ranking of GDP, our country is in the 5th place in the world. Okay, first one is USA, next one is China, third one is Japan, and fourth one is Germany. Fifth one in the world is what is that? India. Okay, I think we will go to get the second place or we will go to get the first place as soon as possible, because our policies followed by our government of India or government of Tamil Nadu, whatever it may be for that, we will go to reach for the economically developed countries in the world. We will go to attain for the position. Okay, students, finally after completion of this lesson, I think now you have learnt about the concepts of GDP, I mean the gross domestic product, as well as what is the meaning of national income and what are the measures that is used for the national income, that's GDP and NDP and GNP, NNP, and then per capita income, that means PCI. And then what are the methods is used for calculating the national income, that's that 3 methods. One is for income method and product method and expenditure method. Next one is what are the difficulties available in the calculation of national income. There you have seen the 5 headings. First one is black money, and next one is non-monetization and double counting, and then household services, unscientific and unreliable data. Okay, and then need for the study of national income. There you have seen size, speed, production, and then comparison, formulation of plans and development policies also. There you have seen that. And then few points just you have seen about the concept of importance of GDP, isn't it okay? Importance of GDP, as well as what are the factors are available in the developmental path of the GDP, and finally what are the concepts which is related for the development of India, so and so. So far just you came to know about some idea about the GDP as well as the national income also. For that, for the next session we will go to discuss about the globalization and trade. Okay, thank you one and all. Be safe, stay alive, be safe in the home for that. Thank you one and all. We will meet later.